first of all, I watched the show like all weekends, and it's upsetting because you guys have figured out a way to get paid to do something that we're all being forced to do now for free. So first of all,
so
you guys are both in
true.
the UK, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Okay, how is it there right now?
I think it's
it's
just
not great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we're just chilling at home and we can go out for one walk a day and that's it. So I'm basically binge watching everything and just eating my body weight in chocolate and not leaving the house.
That's like all of us right now. Yeah, I mean, so wait, one walk a day? Like, you really have to limit the time that you're outside and interacting with
Yeah.
people, obviously. Tell me how this whole thing happened for you guys. Did you get a call, or did you have to audition for the show, or what was that like for you?
I got a DM actually on Facebook, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, hi Kel, story profile. Got this really exciting show for a well-known network that we can't disclose." I'm just like, "Okay, I'll bite. You've got my attention." Then I get a call. They tell me about we'd really like to get you in for interviews and stuff. I go into audition. They tell me, "Oh yeah, it's going to be on the beach. You're going to be beautiful people." None of the concept was explained to me at all, right? Even the network wasn't explained to me. But all they said to me is, "Trust me, Kelz, it's a big network. You'll know which one."
Right.
And that was enough to catch my curiosity.
And how about you,
Before
Yeah,
you know,
Nicole?
I was the exact same. So I was meant to do another show about a year and a half ago and it fell through. So the same producer asked me to audition for this.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that it was for Netflix. They said nothing about that until a few months in. And then when I found out, I was super excited because I had never heard of Netflix doing any sort of reality TV.
Right.
So I knew that this was going to be huge. They never explained the premise of the show. As everyone knows, we find out when we're in the retreat, and that's genuine reactions. We had absolutely no idea. Full on thought it was just a regular dating show where you hook up, but it was completely different.
So the show was sold to you where it's like, all these attractive single people are on an island together and you all just hook up. That's how the show was presented to you guys?
Yeah,
my,
literally. I
my
just thought it was a regular one like that.
Yeah.
minus the hookup bit, I think I was just told it's going to be beautiful people. Every single step of the audition process, I was like, "Are you sure they're going to be beautiful people?" They're like, "Yeah, yes, Kells, don't worry, nothing to worry about." And I was like, "Okay." And they were like, "This is going to be somewhere hot." I was like, "Yeah, I'm in, definitely game."
So,
So
okay,
I
Yeah,
tell me
think
about
love
yourselves.
it.
What do you guys do for a living? How old are you? Where do what's your background?
ladies first, Nick. Go
Ah,
on.
okay, thanks, Kels. So I'm from Ireland. I'm 24. I'm currently living in London. I'm doing marketing and sales at the moment,
Okay.
but hopefully that won't be lasting too long, and I get to do new business ventures, which is exciting. Um, so yeah, just loving my life at the moment and living life to the fullest, which is great.
I
All
love
is
that.
good.
Love that. And Kels?
So I'm living in Essex, basically. I work in London. I do recruitment. I'm 28 years old. I came to the UK when I was 13. I was actually born in Austria. Not a lot of people know that. My
Okay.
first language is actually German.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah, more bilingual.
And so, okay, so how long did it take for the show to film? How long were you guys away?
A month.
A month.
Month.
A
Okay.
whole month. Yeah. This time last year, it was the whole month of April. So it's crazy to think that it's a whole year ago and what I wouldn't do to be back in that
Wow.
villa at the moment, just living life to the fullest.
That is
I would love it.
crazy. Okay, so
Yeah,
a month without being able to be physical with someone who you might be attracted to. How difficult was that for both of you?
I
do
mean,
you know
I
what? It
thought it
was.
was quite difficult. Sorry, Kel, do you go first? I feel like we need a strategy in place.
It's alright. It's alright. Do you know what? I do this thing where I give it like a few seconds, yeah, and
Yeah,
make big,
same.
and it
Same.
will just say both says.
You go
But
first.
okay, well, do you know what? It was quite tough because if you think about it, I'm surrounded by beautiful people. Everyone's wearing bikinis. It's hot. There's jacuzzis. There's pools. It's after a while you have to start unlearning stuff and start to make eye contact when you're talking with people rather than just focusing on like what's below their chin, right? But that became normal. That became normal. I think like after like week 2, I stopped seeing bums. Like like for example, Lydia or Madison, whoever would walk past me, and then in a thong bikini, right? And I just it wouldn't even pick up my radar anymore. I'm just like, I became so desensitized by it, and I started to think something's wrong with me. I remember speaking to Matthew and be like, Matthew, we're changing, bro.
I remember, what was it, Harry, who said that he's starting to look at the fish differently after a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult. In your dating lives apart from the show, if you don't mind me asking, how long does it usually take until things become physical? Does it happen relatively quickly?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 4 weeks anyway. I think that's why we were all chosen for the show. I think we were definitely more shallow a year ago and didn't really think about proper deep emotional connections. It was just more about the sexual aspect. And I think, yeah, that's why they chose all of us, really. We all had similar outlooks on all of that. But I think I've completely changed it now. I definitely don't just look for the sexual aspect of relationships anymore. I find looking for the more deep emotional connection is definitely it's better, and it makes me feel better as well about the relationship.
Yeah.
I
So,
think
Kelz, did thinking, you were like the accountant on the show. Did thinking about the money, did that help you in a way? Because you almost lost some money with Francesca, I saw.
you know what, the money did definitely help. I think it was a great motivator, and for me, I felt like it was all about not going the way I used to in terms of instant gratification. And to be honest, also because what wasn't shown on the things when we all had conversations and tried to motivate each other to stay strong and stuff like that. And obviously, I was quite tough when people were losing money, but also I didn't want to be like a hypocrite. Does it make sense? Where like I'm preaching one thing, and then because I get the opportunity to be in a hot tub with Frankie, I then just lose all my morals all of a sudden. And I think it just gave me just a bit of that development piece where normally I'm used to in the outer world not having to wait. I can get it when I want to. And then after that hot tub experience, not doing anything, I kind of feel like cool. I was like, all right, Kels, man, like, come on, let's do it.
Man, like.
Wait, so Nicole, what stopped you in those moments, like from hooking up?
Well, I obviously went in thinking, okay, everyone is gorgeous, everyone's really good looking, but then I wanted to just take a step back and properly work on things myself. At the start, yeah, I was interested, in a few people and thought, okay, maybe I can try it out. But then I just really took a step back to think Lana is also, reinforcing personal growth and personal development. And I think that was my main issue before I went in, is that I had major trust issues with guys, and I would give them the snip and cut them off after a few dates to save myself from getting hurt and not ever opening up. So I wanted to use that experience myself to, help me in that respect, and just gain more more insight into how I could develop as a person, which is what I took away from it. And I definitely, have learned a lot, and I've come away with fantastic friendships with everyone. So it definitely worked out for me.
Yeah. So, okay, when you're both looking back at the show, what kind of goes through your mind when you see yourself and interacting with other people, and maybe what other people are saying about you?
You know what?
Yeah.
I look at myself and I just feel like it's just genuine growth, I suppose, because one of the main reasons, again, why I tried not to have like sex or anything is because usually it's the saying that goes around guys, right? it's like the chase, isn't it? We all love to chase, and then the older you get, then the chase becomes shorter and shorter. So it's just quick. So there's times where I've got what I want really quickly, and afterwards I'm just like, this is it now. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of nice to not go after that chase and actually relax and chill and hold back and have conversations. Like me and Nick, we had amazing conversations. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they weren't sexual. They were genuinely about what you were doing and your thought and your mindset. Same with Chloe and everyone else. And that was nice, where I'm actually getting to know you for what's in your head rather than what he physically can offer me. Because in the grand scheme of things, sex lasts for like however long, right? And then after that, what's next? Because normally after sex, I'll then either roll out of bed and just keep it moving, but rarely do you want to stay in bed and actually carry on talking to the person you just had sex with, if that makes sense. I don't know what you're like, Nick, on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the exact same. I was completely desensitized to sex, and I didn't have to have any sort of feelings towards someone to have sex. Like, I was just completely desensitized, and I just thought, okay, well, sex is sex. Like, you don't have to be in love with the person, and that's how I felt at the time. But now, you know, having that emotion with someone is definitely so much more important, and I don't take sex as something that you can just go have whenever now. I feel like it's very important. You need to be respectful, and definitely having that connection with someone is more important. But yeah, myself and Kelz definitely, and Matthew, I think three of us were very level-headed and had good conversations about things, and learned a lot from each other, 100%.
So who was the biggest rule breaker, would you say, on the show?
This is inevitable. I mean, will we say it in? I think it was me, Kelz. I'm sure it was you.
Was it me? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I feel like
No,
I
really?
quite a bill.
You're
Yeah,
the money
yeah,
man, and
definitely
you're the biggest rule breaker?
I mean, I think we can say in unison that it was Francesca, but but yeah, definitely Francesca. But she earned, you know, I don't know how much we can give in terms of spoilers, but yeah.
Was there any moment that was sort of transformative for both of you that kind of taught you, like, oh, this is, you know, I really learned something and got this experience on the show?
Mine was definitely the Yoni challenge. Like, oh my goodness, to say the amount of empowerment that myself and the girls felt after that was just unbelievable. Like, it really felt like, you know, women rule the world. Us women are amazing.
Yeah.
And literally, I just felt fantastic. And it was such a bond then that all of us shared. Obviously, you know, at that time, we weren't that close with Frankie because she was losing a bit of money and whatnot, but it just brought us then together, and we just put everything behind us. And I think, yeah, it just really showed me that us women are amazing and should always respect ourselves.
Right.
And yeah, it was fantastic.
And how about for you?
I think for me, my favorite workshop was the one where we all painted names on each other. And then, it's kind of amazing because you see all these people that are really beautiful, right? And you'd expect them in the outer world to be arrogant or players or whatever it is. And then when you have all these words in front of them and then you actually see what they've been called and the perception people have of them, which is completely not true, because I've spent time with these guys, I've spoken to them. You'd think what we talk about is abs and chest press ups or how we look in the mirror, but it's really not. We're just normal people. And I think when you see that and then you wash it off and then you realize that you are who you are and not really what society thinks you are. And I think when you spend time to get to know someone, you actually really know who they are. That's one of the things when I was, for example, talking to Nick after a while with Chloe, I started to think like, you know what, Nick, you're actually like a really cool girl. Do you know what I mean? And that meant a lot where you can just like genuinely see them as someone you can communicate with. And that's amazing. That's genuinely what I like. And have banter rather than just the quick thrills, isn't it?
It's so sad that society is like that. Like, I feel today, everyone, you know, especially with online trolls, you get called so many things, and people really do take it to heart. And yeah, Kels, I definitely think that was a great workshop, because we just got to have an insight into what people were called. That everything that was written on everyone's body parts was completely wrong.
100%.
Like, none of it was true.
I mean, people like, you'd look at me and people think straight away when I walk in the room, this person's going to be arrogant or self-obsessed or rude. And because of those perceptions, when they approach me, they kind of have this guard up and talk to me in type of way where they expect me to be rude and like offstandish, but I'm really not, because you don't know me. But then that energy you're giving me makes me want to be like, okay, this person's not been quite a nice person throughout, or they expect me to be like a rude person, when really and truly I'm actually not. I think, I don't know who it was it Chloe that said, Kelz, I thought you were going to be arrogant, but you're actually really not. It was something like that. And so many people were saying that about me. I was like, yeah, I'm actually not an arrogant person. Like, I don't really care about stuff like that. I'm all about good
Yeah.
vibes and good people, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, positivity.
Do you guys look at yourselves differently now, or do you think that this is how you've always seen yourself, but the show kind of made other people look at you for who you might really be?
Yeah, fact. I completely agree with your statement. I mean, for me, it's always the way I've seen myself. I think it's one of the things where the show has allowed people to see that. But more importantly, it's kind of tested me to make sure I'm actually right in what I see. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kelz, you are a good community. You can work on things. Kelz, you can talk to girls beyond just the physical thing. And I think the show was a test for me to prove that to myself, to have like, this is really how you are. And it was nice seeing that and people watching that, and people actually having an adjustment of, actually, Kelsey's not really like that. He's not really like what we thought he would be. And it was nice because when people expect for you to be a certain way, if you just say to them, I'm actually not arrogant, I'm actually not this, it's easy to say those things, but it's not very, very rare do you actually get the opportunity to actually show people and show masses of people as we did with the show, I feel.
Mm-hmm. And Nicole?
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I always, carry myself on being like a really caring, nice person. But a lot of people throughout the past have come up to me being like, oh, after just getting to know me, like, oh, I thought that you were, not a nice person because of the way, let's say, you're on social media, just because I would upload selfies. It's ridiculous. People have this thought that if you are, posting pictures of yourself that you're automatically not a nice person, etc. And I think, especially even in that workshop where we were painting names on our chest, etc., I had the word cow because people would think I was a cow without knowing me, and then it would really upset me by the fact that they just have this perception of me without ever getting to know me, and they would just call me that. So I think this show was definitely a fantastic way to show how I really am to the world, and to have everyone just basically, now know that I'm not a cow. I'm not a horrible person. Like, I really am a nice person, and I pride myself in that.
Yeah. So I'm interested on your thoughts on the value system here, like the $3,000 for a kiss. Is any kiss worth $3,000?
I feel like the only kiss that would be worth $3,000 would be one with Channing Tatum.
Good point. Good point.
For me, I think the only kiss that would be worth $3,000 is either a kiss that will bring me back to life or bring someone else I love back to life. So yeah, I'll pay $3,000 for that.
Well, like Snow White, yeah. One more question before I let you go. How has life changed for both of you since this show started airing? Has your following gone up? Like, have you gotten more job opportunities? Like, how has that worked?
It's been crazy. Like, I can't even begin to describe how we've tried and prepared ourselves for this for a whole year, but no one could have prepared ourselves for what's been happening the last few days. Like, it really is mental, and the support and the lovely comments from everyone and the positivity, it's just been fantastic. So I definitely count myself as blessed. And yeah, there's definitely new opportunities on the cards, which is great.
Good. And how about you?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely the followers have gone up. It's been a bit overwhelming, actually, because all of a sudden everyone knows who I am. And I think the accounting role about the person I was and how I dealt with things made people actually like me more, where they actually think, actually, he's not just all about the looks. He actually has some kind of values, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's been great. And every single time I look at my DMs, and for example, we're number one in Japan, number one in Brazil. It's just amazing how, like,
oh my god, I didn't know about Japan. What?
Yeah, I got a notification today. Someone messaged me, like, oh, by the way, you're number one in Japan, and I was just like, really?
Oh my god.
Okay. So like, it's definitely good. And I took my Nick. You were talking about our walks we do, right? I took a walk the other day, and then someone was saying, Kelz. I was like, what? It was literally the day after, right? And I looked back and I couldn't see no one. I saw this guy with his family walking his dog, right? Then I carried on walking. He's like, Kelz. And I looked back and he was like, are you Kelz? I was like, yeah. He's like, what? Kelz from Netflix? I was like, yeah. I was like, I was watching yesterday with my family. And I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? It was completely like surreal. I think
that's
it's going to take
crazy.
And also because we're in quarantine as well. and we've not been out to really go out and stuff. I think it's been good because it's kind of helped us ease into it step by step, rather than walking into like a mall and having it all overwhelming us. Does that make sense?
Right.
But people can love it.
I know that both of you are going to have no problem after this show, finding love on your own. So thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Be safe,
So
be
nice
healthy.
to speak to you.
See you guys.
You too.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.